Hello everybody, my name's Brittany. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer, or welcome if you are new. I'm so very glad that you are here today. We're going to continue working today on my Kidcore island of Patagonia. Let's just talk about what we need to focus in on today for our build. So this was our last build on my last speed build. We built this little playground area in the back of my school. Of course, my house on Patagonia will be my school building. And so I had this little playground off to the left here whenever you, oops, I ran through my flowers, it's okay. This little playground over here to the left-hand side whenever you come out of the back of the school building. And then to the right-hand side, we had this little basketball court. And of course, we have some gyroids that are playing basketball this morning. And they're so cute. Look at them go. And so then as you make your way up to the top, I just made this little teacher parking lot area. I had this long rectangular area, and I wanted to use some of those car items like I had mentioned last time on our last build. And so I feel like this little area turned out really cute. And so looking at the bottom right hand side of my map, we can now see that I have most of the bottom right hand side done, which is awesome and amazing. I'm super glad about that. But there are a few little areas that I need to fill in, which is what I thought that we could work on today in just kind of a little let's play fashion. So let's talk about those areas. The first area being this little area down below the playground. We need to make it kind of obvious that this is the path to actually go back here and see these little builds. So I need to make some kind of path that leads off my road and then fill in just a couple little areas there. I also have this small little like triangular area right beside the playground that we need to fill in. I thought maybe we could do another little picnic or something of that nature to fill in this area. And then we just have like this little bitty rectangular area, which I thought would be a nice cute little sitting area. And then we have just a little bitty small place where we put some trees and bushes and different things right here beside the museum. I need to go in here on the museum and just fill in these little areas, this little like L, backwards L shape. And so I think we'll do some trees and different things again along those lines, and maybe some items, whatever I feel like throwing in there. Gotta go back here behind or beside the trees of the museum on both sides and add in some flowers and bushes and different things just to fill in those little blank spaces right beside of my museum. And then as we come down and around, this area is completely filled in. I have this bottom area right here filled in as well. I of course have my very first build that I did for YouTube, which was our little small garden and fishing area on Patagonia. And then right up here beside of the school build, I just have this little small area that I'm going to fill in with some trees and bushes and flowers and different things, and just fill out this area so that it's not so blank, not a naked little space here. And so that's my plan for today. I know that I'll still have the beaches, but I think that I'll save those for a later date. I'm still really considering going back in on this little outdoor classroom area and just redoing it to make it just a schoolyard. So let me know in the comments your thoughts on that, because again, my house here will be the school building for Patagonia. And so I was thinking that I could just move this inside somewhere in my house and then just use this as like an exterior like entrance to my school building. So maybe like a fountain or something that makes it look nice and inviting as the school building. I don't think there's the necessity for a classroom outside. Alright, so I think we'll just start right here beside of our playground, since this is a little small area, and make us like a path that leads out of the playground, just so that anyone who might be on the island will know that this is the way to get back here. And I'm not sure how I really want to work this. I might just go in here with my custom design of that sidewalk and just trickle those down through there. So let's see how that looks, and then we can make our decision. I think that that's probably going to be our safest bet, just so that there's like a clearly clearly defined and clearly outlined space for our path for anyone who might come visit the dream address to follow. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm also going to, whoops, I don't want to use that path because now those are kind of touching diagonally there. But I think I'm going to connect down this sidewalk here just so that it connects to, whoops, my little area down there with my community garden so that I know clearly that that is a sidewalk. And then I think I'll go in here with some bushes and trees and different things. So let's do that really quickly. I'm also going to trickle in some custom designs, especially like in the areas behind the trees and different things, just so that my weeds and my flowers and different things don't spread. I don't necessarily want to use all trees and weeds and different things in these areas, but if I trickle in some custom designs, I feel like that it will fill out the area nicely so I don't have to worry about spreading of plants and different things of that nature. It really makes me kind of sad that there's no bush that's in bloom during cherry blossom season, because I think that would just be really cute and really sweet if there was something that maybe had some little bitty pink flowers or something along that lines that was in bloom during this season. I think Nintendo really missed out on a great opportunity there. Alright, and I think that fills out that area, and whenever I time travel, of course, those little trees and bushes and weeds and different things will be grown in. And I think that it'll turn out really nice and cute. And that way there's a clearly defined path that shows us this is the way that we get to this back little schoolyard. And I really like that. So now let's go back here. Let's work on this little kind of triangular shape. I'm going to first go in and I'm going to lay out my sidewalk. I think I'm going to bring it all the way down and around here. So let's do that super quick, and then we'll look at going in with our picnic design. I think that I will go back in at some point and intermix like some flower designs and different things. Why don't we just go ahead and do that while we're here? That way it's not all this little light gray path. There, I like that a lot better. So now I'm going to go in, I'm going to pick out my blanket design. And here's kind of the little picnic blanket design that I have for Patagonia. Just a little simple pink blanket. Yeah, I like the way that looks. That'll look pretty. And then I need to go really quick and grab just a few items that I need for my picnic. So let's go do that. Alright, so let's go ahead and really quickly place down the items that I picked up. I picked up some cushions and different things in the picnic basket. So let's play around with the placement of these and see how it turns out. I'm kind of a little bit picky when it comes to my placement of my items on my picnic, because I think that they can turn out looking kind of silly if you're not careful with the placement. So let's see here. Let's place our picnic basket down here towards the bottom. And we'll flip her around. And then place our other cushion on this side, if I can find it. Not quite where I wanted to place it, but that's okay. Okay, that looks pretty cute. And then I also have this snack here that I brought so that it looks like somebody's eating their snack and that they've got cookies here. And I think I'm going to place this plain party lights arch right behind the picnic. So let's see how that turns out. If I could scoot it over by just one tile. Yeah. I like the way that looks, and that'll give some cute little lighting up in the night whenever we come back here. Let's see here. I kind of want to place another tree if I could fit it. Ooh, I don't like the placement of that. I'll have to go back in and move that over. I'd like to move that over by one tile. We'll see what we can come up with. So now let's go in with just a few more little items that I brought. I brought the cinema roll parasol as like just a little cute shade, because if you're out in the hot sun, you might want a little bit of shade. I know that it doesn't provide much, but I think that it looks really adorable. And then, of course, I brought another little sound system. So let's find that little cassette player. I like to have those scattered on my picnics just because I think it adds a little bit of something. Because if I'm going on a picnic, I'm going to listen to some music. So let's add us a flower over here. Let's add a little pop of yellow. And I like the way that this is coming out. I think it looks really cute. So I'm going to go in with some custom designs right here. So let's see here. Add in our little flower. Alright. And then I'm going to add in, I might just pop a weed down right here. A lot of these like filler areas are just kind of, you know, you just place it and then if you don't like it, then you move it and that's the way it works. I actually wonder if I might be able to fit in some fencing here. Let's see here. I might not wind up liking the way that it looks. I've got this pink lattice fencing that I haven't used yet. I don't know, I think it just looks kind of awkward, so I think I'm going to take that back. I'm going to go really quickly and find some fruit so I can move that one tree because it's really bothering me. I am going to move this bamboo tree, but I think I'm just going to scoot it over by a couple and actually use it in the build there. Ah, yes. Got it in the right spot this time. I actually like the way that that looks. Gives us a little bit of framing there for our picnic. So I like the way that that turned out. So now I'm going to go in and I'm just going to fill in some spaces here. So some different flowers and bushes and custom designs and different things of that nature. I don't know about you all, but really honestly, as a kid, I don't remember going on like a ton of picnics. I remember a few select picnics in my life, but my parents didn't take me on very many. But I still feel like it's very kidcore. I feel like a lot of kids have some fond memories of going on picnics and different things, and so I really wanted to include that on my island, and I know that it's a good little filler as well. So, and I think that that takes care of this little tiny area back there. So I like the way that that turned out. I'm gonna add like a little bitty pathway up to this little picnic. Not that you can't clearly see the pathway, but I like the way that, you know, having just a little bit of pathing leading up looks. So I think I'm going to go back in with this design and just have just a small path leading up to our picnic. Oh yes, I like the way that that turned out. And so now I'm going to go in with some flowers and some weeds. Just finish up that little area. I like the way that that turned out. So now I'm going to move over this bamboo tree. I think I want it nestled like right against my picnic. So right about here, we'll plop her down. I like the little bamboo trees. I've also never used those on any of my islands because I've always done like forest core and different things, and the bamboo just didn't fit in. And so now that I'm getting a chance to use my bamboo trees that I've always wanted to use, I really like the way that it's turning out. I think I'm gonna have to go gather a few more trees because I'll need several more. So I'm gonna go steal some from this back area here. So give me just a few seconds and I'll be right back. So I grabbed a couple more trees, including a couple of bamboo trees, so that we can sprinkle those in as well. I hate that you can't plant close to other trees. That drives me crazy. Okay, let's scoot this over by one. Or just, you know, plop it back in the exact same spot. That works too, Brittany. Look at me. You can totally tell that I've played Animal Crossing before. So let's see if she'll fit right here. Alright, that works out just fine. So now I'm going to go in. I'm going to make just like a little seating area. I think I want to add in some fencing right here. So I think that I'm going to go with some pink lattice fencing. So I think I'm just going to place this right along the river right here. So let's do that. I'm not sure if I want it to connect up to this tree or not. Let's see how we like that, or whether or not I like the... Yeah, I think I like that. So I think I'm going to leave it that way, and then I'm going to go in and place down a little bench here. So let's see what bench that we have. Let's see how the plaza bench looks. We've not used the plaza bench yet. and I like the way that she looks. I think she's cute. So I think that we'll put her there. And then I think I'm going to... Well, I wanted to place this right beside of the plaza bench, so I'm going to have to move it over. Dom doing his little zoomies there. I think this is as close as I can get it. So I'm going to place one there. And then place one here. And then we'll go in, we'll put a flower on either side. I don't want to put a pink hyacinth because I'm going to go in with a yellow on this side. I'm going to scoot this over. I want it to line up with that Cosmo on the other side there. Then we'll put us a little custom design right here. Let's see, what custom design do I want to use? I think I'm gonna put this little heart. Oh yeah, that's cute. I like that. And so now I'm gonna go in over here. I'm gonna place a weed. And then on this side, I'm gonna place another weed. I'm gonna have to get me some more weeds. And then I'm gonna pick up my trash can. I'm gonna go in and fill in this little area. I think I'm finally gonna go in with this flower that I have. I haven't found a good place to use this yet. And of course it places this everywhere except for the one spot that I wanted to go. And then I might see if I can find an item to go there. I might put maybe another one of those lampposts. We'll see how that looks. She's so big. I hate these items that have like the awkward space, the awkward tiles that they take up. They're so hard to find a good space for. Ooh, I really like the way that looks. I think I'm gonna leave it. I did also bring this candle set for my little picnic, so I'm gonna see if I can't find a place to put it just because it looks really cute. I don't really want it there. I don't think there's anywhere that I can fit it, which stinks, but I'll use it somewhere else on my island. I think I'm gonna go in really quickly because my lines for my road, I don't have those completely drawn in yet. So I think that that's gonna be my next order of business, is to just finish up the lines for the road. So I'm gonna go do that super quick. Now that my road there is kind of a little bit skinnier than what I like, but with my bridges being 2 spaces wide, like, I don't know how to prevent it from looking so awkward. I just think it looks so weird right here. But if I open it one more space wide, like the rest of my road, I think that it's just gonna look stupid because it's not gonna line up with my bridge. If any of y'all have any suggestions of how to fix that so it doesn't look so silly, let me know in the comments. I don't know why, but I always tend to start to get really confused on how to lay this path down. I, of course, have never really used like a big road path or anything of that nature. And so I think that all the multiple pieces start to run together in my mind because I'm used to like a 9-tile path. And this is certainly not a 9-tile path. But I think that takes care of the base lines for the road. I might go back in and add in some crosswalks and different things. This area really bothers me. I don't know how to fix it though. And so now I'm going to go in, I think right here in this little area and fill it in. We might do maybe a vending machine area or something right here. So let's place down some sidewalk. Because I think that this will look really good with a little bit of sidewalk right here. If we're going to put like a vending machine area. I really feel like I need to extend my sidewalk on this side down. And then over here as well. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that really quickly, which means that I'm going to have to move my little gyroid bus for just a second. I really like the way that this island is turning out. I know that this little lower half here, this little lower section, is turning really city-core, which I think a lot of Kidcore islands do. And I'm really excited to see how the island as a whole turns out. I think I'll end that path the same way that I did on the other side. So really quickly, let me go check. I ended like right before the corner of the resident services area, so right about here. I think I'll end in the same area so that it doesn't look awkward and lopsided. Need to fill in the remaining couple blocks here, and I think I'll place a tree right there if I can. I think we'll do some kind of little maybe sitting area on this side of resident services. Just something to keep it kind of a little open so that it's easy to run through. My other side of resident services is really full, and so I want to make sure that I have easy accessibility to resident services on at least one of the sides so that I'm not fighting to try to get in. So let me go back in really quickly. Let's place back down our little gyroid and bench. I hate that it places that facing you. Like, I want to face it away from me. This is just a crazy way of placing it down. I think I'm going to go in really quickly and like change out some of these blue fences for pink fences so that I can have it kind of alternating like I do down here next to my museum, because I really like the way that that turned out. So I'm going to do that super quick. I'm going to grab some of these pink fences. I'm going to first put away the blue ones so they don't drive me crazy. I've not usually been much of a person who would like intermix different colors and things, but this island has really like opened my eyes to using different items and different things that I normally wouldn't use on Animal Crossing. So this island has just really been like refreshing and kind of an eye-opener for me personally, and has really revitalized and just, I know I've said this before, but just rekindled like a love for Animal Crossing that I haven't had for a while. So this is my advice, and you can take it how you will as a random person on YouTube that you're listening to. But if you feel like there's a theme that you want to try and you're just not 110% sure, you know, if you can do it or if you'll wind up liking it, there's no harm in trying. There's no rules in Animal Crossing. And I would highly suggest that if there's something that you just really want to give a shot at, that you just do it. Like, don't feel like you have to have this aesthetically pleasing island to everybody. You know, it might not be everybody's cup of tea that I have all these random colors shown about my island, but to me, just looking at it, like, it brings me joy and it makes me happy. And so therefore, I'm just going to continue to do the things that make me happy in Animal Crossing. And for the time being right now, that's, you know, intermixing colors and just really trying new things. That's my big thing that has revitalized my love for Animal Crossing, is just trying new things. Normally, I would never try like a really colorful island because I wanted to have like this aesthetically pleasing island that looks good to put on social media. And so I was trying to do like forest core, which I enjoyed forest core, don't get me wrong. It served its purpose for me whenever I did it, and I really did wind up liking it. But for me personally right now, like, I'm building something that I like, that I personally enjoy. And so if you're kind of on the fence about a theme or something along that nature because you think that, hey, nobody's gonna like this, I'm not gonna have those pretty little islands to post all over social media, don't worry about that. Just have fun with the game. Play the game like it was intended, which was to play it however you see fit. Whatever's gonna bring you the most joy, because it's your game. And I think that was what I was struggling with the most, was just trying to make an island that other people were going to like. And it doesn't matter if other people like it or not. If it's what you like, do it. And so that's what I'm trying to practice what I preach. And so I'm trying really, really hard to just focus on building the things that I like, not necessarily what other people like, not necessarily what social media tells me everyone wants to see, just the things that I personally enjoy. And so that's what I'm working on with Patagonia, and I'm really liking it. Alright guys, so I'm back now. I took a short little break and actually went and got myself something to eat, which was nice. I went to DQ, and I don't know if you all have a DQ near you or not. I know that some places do and some places don't. This one was kind of a miss for me. I really enjoy DQ most of the time, especially their breakfast, but this time it just really, like, I always get some onion rings, which onion rings are a big part of my childhood and something that I would eat quite frequently whenever I was younger. But for me, this time, it was, the onion rings were overcooked, and I cannot stand whenever your onion rings are, as hard as a rock. So for me personally, this trip to DQ was a bust, which I hate because I really do enjoy some Dairy Queen every once in a while. I don't know, if you don't have Dairy Queen in your area, their breakfast is like top notch. I love their biscuits and gravy. You can never go wrong with a DQ biscuit and gravy of a morning. But another thing that we did, because I actually took a break for several hours, was we took a drive around my hometown, and we do this every once in a while, but we just drove to some of the places that I grew up around and different things that were important to my childhood. And we just looked and we talked and we had a good little reminiscing session. So I really enjoyed that. I got to see like a camp that, I've been to ever since I was younger. Of course, we drove up to some old home places. We drove to my childhood house because my parents no longer live there. And so we stopped by it and, looked around and laughed and just had a good time talking about memories and things that we used to do. And I just really enjoyed, that quality time with my family and just getting to reminisce with them and talk about, things past, things that, we all remember, different things of that nature. And it was also, a really good experience for my Kidcore Island, because my plan with, of course, the Kidcore Island is to try to make it as close to my childhood as possible. And so getting to reminisce some and talk about those things that were important to us as children just really revitalizes, some of those things that I want to capture here on Patagonia. And I really enjoyed that. So now I'm just going in and I'm filling in some areas, like this area here behind resident services. I wanted to include, of course, those bamboo trees and different things. And so I'm like intermixing the bamboo and the regular hardwood trees, and I really like the way that it looks back through here, and it fills out the area behind resident services nicely with some trees and some color, because again, I'm trying my best to avoid doing any terraforming on this island. So I feel like this just adds the nice little touch that I wanted. I need another pink flower here, or I think I might just go in with a bush here and call it a day. I'm currently out of pink flowers, so I might have to do a little bit of gathering here in a minute. So now I'm thinking about this small area beside of resident services. I want to kind of keep it clear, so I'm thinking maybe we could do like a plastic bench, and I kind of want it to be facing forward so that we know that this is kind of a nice little walkway. And so I might put down a cherry blossom pile, and maybe might put like one of those street lamps, another one right here. I'm thinking, what can I put behind here to give some height? So I might go see what's in my storage and come back here. Alright, so I've got a couple of items that I picked out, so let's just see what fits the best here. I'd really like to put another bunny day tree, but I don't know if it will fit necessarily, because it is like an awkward spacing. So let's see what we can come up with here. I think the way that it was turned at the beginning is the best. Yeah, I kind of like that. I like the bunny day items for this island. I've never really gotten into the bunny day items very much, but I feel like for this island in particular, they've been really, really useful. So let's see here. What can we do in this little area? I might be able to fit like an evergreen ash. I've not used one of those yet. I think I really like that. I like that. And I think I can put maybe a bush here. Oops, I need to get some more bushes and I need to get some more flowers. So give me a moment and I will be right back. So I've come to Leaf just to pick up a couple of bushes and things that I had run out of. And I just think that Leaf is the cutest NPC in the entire game. If I could pick one NPC to always have on my island, I would pick Leaf. I know that a lot of people are all for Nico, and Nico is great, but I've just loved Leaf from day one. Just the plants and how cute he is. He's a little bitty sloth. I would take Leaf living on my island 100% over any of the other NPCs. So now I'm back to this area here beside of resident services, and so now I'm just going to start placing down the different flowers and weeds and things that I gathered. I also got some yellow tulips this time. Whoops. I need to go through and also place some clear custom designs here on the ground to keep weeds and things from spreading over here. But like I was saying, I got some yellow tulips this time around. I've never used the yellow tulips, but I've really started to enjoy using the pink tulips. So I think I want to intermix some yellow tulips as well. I'm thinking that this looks just a touch too bare, so I might be able to place something here to fill in just a touch more of this area. Maybe not this blue cruiser bike. Maybe this mountain bike. I think it's yellow. Yeah, I like that a lot better. The yellow mountain bike looks a lot better because I don't have a lot of yellow in this area. And so now I feel like this area is filled in without being too cluttered that it's hard for me to get into resident services. Because like I was saying before, my resident services on this side, a little inaccessible. So I wanted to make sure that on the left-hand side here that there's a little less clutter. So now, going in over on this side of my path and beside of this is Sherb's house, beside of Sherb's house. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna fill in some of these areas with some flowers and weeds and different custom designs and things of that nature, just so that it's a little less barren here. I'm really, really glad that I got Sherb on this island. Sherb is one of those villagers that I've always kind of had my eye on from the very beginning of Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I've seen him several times on different hunts and things of that nature, but I've just never had an island where I felt like he really fit in, per se. It's really going to give me all the same weeds. It does not matter because you can't see this area, but I've always wanted to have him on an island, but I just didn't feel like I had an island where he would fit the best. And now I have the perfect theme for him, and so I'm really glad that he's here on Patagonia. He's one of my favorites so far that I've gotten. And now looking through some of the items that I have, I might put this little crosswalk sign, but I might place it up here just a little bit, kind of towards the entrance to the museum. And that way I might put a little crosswalk path here, maybe. Let's see how this looks. And then I'll put one here as well. I think it's 3 wide. That looks a little silly. I'm not much for the 3 wide. So I might actually go here as well and knock off a path, because I feel like the 2 wide looks a whole lot better than the 3 wide. So I think that that's what I'll do. And that way we can have a little crosswalk sign so that anyone who's coming across from resident services will know whether it's time for them to cross or whether they need to stay put. So I feel like that takes care of, I might go back in actually here, get rid of one of these weeds and place a bush rather. It's really gonna drive me crazy though, just knowing that it placed all the same weed there. But it doesn't look like, especially if I'm down at a normal camera angle, that I'm ever gonna know that those weeds are there. We will know, but hopefully it won't drive me crazy. And so now I'm gonna go in. I think this little area, I'm gonna put like an actual, like, proper looking flower garden. So I think I'm gonna go in first with some dirt pathing. So let's go in with some dirt. I'm not sure if I want to do dark dirt or light dirt. I don't know how silly it will look. I actually like that. I think I'm gonna leave the dark dirt. I don't know if it'll let me. Okay, yeah, it does. It lets me go on past this. That little drink machine rather. And so now I think I'm just gonna go in here with some flowers, and I might have to run and get some more yellows. But I think that on this side I'm just gonna do a proper little flower garden. So let me plant some of the pinks. And then I'll go back and get some of the yellows. Yeah, I like that. I think I'm gonna leave that. So let me go get some yellows. I might actually have to go to Timmy and Tommy and see if they have any more yellow hyacinths, because I think I ran out of yellow hyacinths, and I'll intermix that with the yellow tulips that I've decided to use as another variation of the yellow flower. I realized I was relying solely on the yellow hyacinths as my yellow flower, and I think that I'd like to have at least one more variation. Alright, so I'm just going in. There's what my little proper flower bed feels, or looks like rather. I feel like it leads you down here to use the proper entrance to the museum. I can't get over how well this build turned out. I just really like all of the pastel colors that I chose and all of those bunny day items. I think it turned out really awesome. So now I'm going to go around the back of the museum here, and I'm just going to fill in that area as well. And I think that instead of boring you with that process again, I think I'm just going to show you the final result once I get this done. Right, so this is kind of how this area turned out. I added in that little bubble machine because I like those little bubbles coming out from behind the school bus. I think it adds a cute little touch. And then, of course, over here I just went in with some more flowers and weeds. I also put some more blue lattice fencing there behind the museum building, and I think it just adds a nice little extra layer there against the river and the back of the museum, and I really like the way that that turned out. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and let's take our little walkthrough tour of the finished areas that we worked on today. So coming up here beside of where my playground is, we just added this nice little entrance so that we could be sure to see it when we walk past and that we don't miss it. And then we have, of course, this cute little picnic area that we added in, and then this nice little sitting area that will overlook our shopping district once we get that built. And then coming around, we have this little snack area. And then, of course, we filled out and filled in this area between the museum build and our road. And then fleshed out this side of resident services that needed just a touch added to it. And then, of course, we went in. Oops, let's go ahead and get whatever reaction this is. Look, there's Cookie. And then, of course, we filled in this little area here beside of the school with just some flowers and weeds and custom designs and different things. I really like the way that this turned out, and I'm really glad that we went ahead and filled in some of those little spaces I wasn't sure what to do with. She's so pretty, look at her. She's easily one of my favorites now. I'm so glad that we decided to take her on our villager hunt. Alright guys, and that'll do it for today's video. I'm so glad that you joined me on this little journey, filling in some spaces that just needed a little extra love and attention. If you enjoyed today's video, I would appreciate if you would like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. I'm really enjoying making content for you all, and I would like to know and hear from you what your ideals would be for Patagonia. Give me some build ideas for my Pastel Kidcore Island. I could always use some new, fresh ideas. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!